Hello and welcome back to Fulton Street Beats. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into this cool Tony Iommi Epiphone SG. Now, I got some comments in the comment section saying that this guitar is nothing like his original. Well, of course not, because it's not an original. Neither is the Gibson. Tony's guitar was Tony's guitar, and even the custom shop version Gibson is not Tony's guitar. But what they did is they tried to recreate, or at least give you the vibe, and I guess that's what it's about. The vibe. Now this is a artist's signature SG by Epiphone, and if you go on the Epiphone site, what you are going to find is this is the Tony SG Special. And it's a very cool guitar because it's a part of their artist series. Now these retail for around $999. They're available in left and right-handed, which is very, very cool. The bodies on these guitars are a two-piece, at least they say, a two-piece mahogany body. And it's really hard. They book match this so nicely that it's really hard to actually see a seam. They did a fantastic job on the finish. Now, somebody said that this guitar is so shiny that it looks plasticky. Well, if you've been around guitars long enough, you'll know this guitar does not look plasticky. What this looks like is something that a lot of people are not used to, and a very excellent finish. This finish simply blows most Gibsons out of the water. This is an outstandingly defect-free finish, and it is amazing. Now, let's talk about this guitar just a little bit. So like I said, it is a gloss finish, and I'm going to get you kind of so you can see a little bit of this here, and I'm going to do a lot of talking, so... And I'm also going to look at some notes as we go here. So it's a rounded, and it's called a Iommi C neck. And I believe that this neck is pretty much styled after a 1964 as far as the shape of this neck goes. And not that the camera really shows it, but it's much thicker. I say much thicker. I don't think it's a lot thicker, but it's thicker than a Gibson SG standard. For sure, but it feels really good in the hands, and it's an outstanding quality neck on this guitar also. As you can see, we have the Tony Iommi signature on the back, and here's a picture of the back of the guitar. And they did a really good job book matching this. As a matter of fact, it looks just like wood grain if they did book match it. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually a one-piece body on this one. I know they've done some wacky stuff in the past if they had a piece large enough. You never know. But we're just going to call it two-piece just to be on the safe side. Fingerboard radius is a 12-inch or a 304.8 millimeter. It does have a Graphtec nut, and it is done very, very well. Let me get you in here on the nut. The nut is done very, very well. As you can see, it's blank up in here. Now, Tony's original guitar used to have a decal in here. He peeled it off, and there's a little marring that goes on in there from that. This guitar is flawless on the headstock. For sure, it has a beautiful, beautiful fingerboard. Of course, the neck is glued in. It's a set neck. The scale length is 24.75, so your typical Gibson SG, Epiphone SG scale length. It's 22 fret, of course, and the nut width is going to be 43 millimeters at the nut, and it's cut extremely well. It fits perfectly on this guitar, and like I said, zero blemishes. And being Graphtec, of course, that is a nice touch. Even better than bone, even though I don't mind bone. The fingerboard material is laurel with cream binding. Yeah, you get a nice vintage look with the cream binding. They did a really good job. The light doesn't pick it up very well, but it's a really nice cream, almost a fading cream binding on the neck. And you can see that they actually kind of kept it true to form and put the strap button on the horn here, which is also very, very cool because it's not on the back like your typical SG, and that was a customization that Tony did to his guitar because, well, it works better and it makes the guitar balance a lot better and not have that severe neck dive that most Gibsons have, or most SGs have, I should say. Frets are a medium jumbo, and it does have dot inlays, of course, as you can see. Now we'll go to hardware. Hardware is nickel. All the hardware on this guitar is nickel. Really nice look to it, very classic. The pick guard is, well, the the Monkey 5-ply pickguard. And as you can see, they cut these a little bit different. And that is because Tony Iommi's guitar went through various pickup changes in the past. And, well, there were other pickups in it that fit differently. But they kept this to keep it true to form because this is how it ended up in the end with P90s. Now, these are P90 Pro pickups, and they sound outstanding. I'm going to leave a link to this guitar playing. I'm not going to put it in this video. I'll leave a link to it, and it's a very quick one, to some Sabbath, because, well, I can't be monetized and play Black Sabbath on this video. So keep that in mind. I'll put a link here, and there also will be one at the end and the description below also. If you really want to hear the tone of this guitar and does it pull off that Tony Iommi Black Sabbath sound. Now, the control knobs, of course, are the witch hats with the silver inserts on top here. Now, they say inserts. I'm going to take a quick peek at that. They say inserts. These are not inserts. I don't know why they say that. They're decals. That's what you usually find on the witch hats nowadays. They're not an insert. They're actually a decal. They do the same thing on a Gibson that I have over here. They're decals, not inserts like a lot of your knobs are. So that is actually wrong in their description. We can call it a silver decal insert, if that works. Control covers, well, black, of course. Nickel-plated pickup covers, which is cool. They do I think there's a coating over these pickups. You can feel it almost. They're very glossy, very cool looking. They don't, it's like a plastic over them. So I think they protect those P90s to give it that metal look, but I don't believe they're metal on top for some reason. If I look at it says pickup covers are nickel-plated plastic. So, keep that in mind. Now, you would never know by looking at it because they did such a fantastic job, and it's really, really cool that I just discovered that just now reading that to you. So, never really paid attention. The bridge is an adjustable wrap-around bridge, of course, and that means the strings are coming back over the bridge and wrapping around the tailpiece on the other side. This guitar came extremely well intonated, an outstanding playing guitar. About a millimeter on the low E setup and less than a millimeter, believe it or not, on the high E, and no fret buzz. So outstanding fret job as well, which also makes for a very cool playing guitar. And we have, of course, our two-way adjustable truss rod, a black switch tip, and of course we have, like I said, our strat buttons. We have one at the bottom, and we have the one at the horn, which is also really cool. Tuning machines are Grover Rotomatics, and they have the contemporary style buttons on them, of course. I like them. They work really good, and they hold tune really well. I've played this guitar so much since I got it. I'm really impressed with the tuning stability. Very, very cool. It holds tune just as well as my locking tuners on my other SG, which is really cool. Truss rod cover is just a single-ply bell. Nothing extravagant there. Switch washer is black with no text, and that is by design. If you look at your poker chip, black and no text on it. So also very cool. And the mounting rings around the pickups are black, and as you can see, we have no adjustments on the sides over here. They pretty much set it and forget it here underneath, and that is it with their 4 screws around it, nothing in the center. Also very cool touch. Then we're going to our electronics. Electronics are where this thing really shines because this has the Epiphone Pro P90s in it. And I got to tell you, these P90s sound freaking amazing. They're a fantastic sounding P90 pickup. If you're not used to P90 pickups, I can see where you would be put off a little bit at first because, well, P90s are known for a little bit of hum. And let's pull this out of the case here, guys. They're known for a little bit of hum. You got to know how to set your tones, but I can tell you these P90s will really do it all. They do. Where basically your humbuckers, it's hard to get a P90 sound out of a humbucker, but you can get a humbucker sound out of a P90 if that makes sense. I could pull off AC/DC with this guitar, but yet still pull off Black Sabbath tones where it's hard to pull off a Black Sabbath tone, a real one, with humbuckers. So very cool, very versatile pickups, and they sound fantastic. We're going to flip this guitar over here because we're going to actually dive into the back of this guitar a little bit. I'm going to show you the inside in a second here. The pickup selector is, of course, here's a Switchcraft 3-way toggle. Yes, a Switchcraft. They didn't skimp on the toggle switch. Bridge pickup is a Pro P90, as well as the neck pickup. Output jack is a 1/4-inch Switchcraft. Again, two volume controls, two tone controls, CTS, potentiometers, and orange drop capacitors. That's right, this thing has orange drop capacitors in it, which also makes this guitar super, super cool. I'm really liking this guitar. Let's get inside this here, and let's show you what's going on now. Yeah, Epiphone's still a little messy with their wiring, but at least it's done. It's plug-and-play wiring also. And it's just nice electronics. They work so well, and they sound so good. If you're looking for a classic P90 sound, this guitar is going to do it for you. Now, a lot of people don't like that. They get these guitars, and they don't like the P90 tone. They don't know how to work the tone knobs. They don't know how to set things, and it's a turnoff. But if you're used to a P90 tone and you know how to make these things sing, man, can they sing. So here's our electronics on the inside. And as you can see, the size of those orange drop capacitors. Now, no, this is not shielded here, but we got 500K pots, and there's a Switchcraft switch in it, as well as the jack and those massive orange drop capacitors. Nice grounding wire. Everything is soldered really, really well. Very nice job. Could be tucked away a little neater, I suppose, but as you can see, plug-and-play wiring, which I always love. I just a nice touch that I like to see. But however, they did shield the back cavity, so that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Now let's move up to the tuners here real quick. Let's take a look at these Grover Rotomatics. Nice tuner. They're all straight. Like I said, they're probably having some fingerprints on them because I use them, and I haven't taken the decals off. Quality control inspector. I always point out when they're bad quality control. Let's point out the good ones. Number 8, inspection card number 8, QC, whoever that is. You got to have props. This guitar is first rate with not one single blemish on it. Everything is straight, true, and works tremendously fine. It's intonated properly, it's set up properly, and it sounds amazing. I couldn't ask for a better guitar. Our serial number is up top here. The light, it's a little bit hard to see, but it is in there. And these tuners hold tune very, very well. And what a beautiful neck on it, and what a beautiful neck joint. Everything is spot on this guitar. And let's not forget about this gorgeous case. How about this case, guys? This is a beautiful, beautiful case. This case rivals any Gibson case, and a lot of it, you know, even it's even better than a lot of them. And as you guys probably don't know, or maybe you do know, the new Gibson SG standards don't even come with a hard shell case. They come with a gig bag, which is kind of a disappointment. Not that they're not a nice gig bag, because for a gig bag they are nice, but they come with these Gibson gig bags, which I don't know. It just doesn't. It's a Gibson. Come on, where's the hard shell? And then they actually put the world's cheapest strap inside of these things. It's an embarrassment even to budget guitars. So disappointment there. I love my Gibson SG standard. But I do have over 15 hours worth of paint correction, paint and nitro correction on that guitar, because when it came in, it was so foobarred, brand spanking new. So Epiphone has it all over as usual in the quality control department. Very beautiful, very, very beautiful. I'm trying to capture the color of this guitar because it's hard in this light, but it's much deeper than the lighting is allowing me to show. And of course, we have that fabulous, cool monkey sticker, which in my opinion should be facing the other way. They should have transposed this and mirrored it so the violin is facing out towards the other direction, kind of like it would be on a left-handed model. They should have transposed that, mirror imaged that for a more realistic effect, but I think they did that on the right-handed Gibson, but not the Epiphone. So there is differences. But the wood they use is first rate. We can get a weight of this guitar while we're right here too. So let's talk about the weight. And we're just going to use the old scales here. We're going to turn it on. And we are going to do what makes people cringe and hook this up by a tuning key. And I assure you, if the tuning key breaks off or the guitar snaps in half from this, you don't want the guitar. That's just how it is. But let me zero this out first, because if I don't, we're going to have a wrong reading. There we go. And we're going to hang her up here. And let's see exactly what we got here. 6.90 pounds. So close to 7 pounds for this Epiphone Tony Iommi SG. Body shape, if you're wondering, is just like a Gibson SG. It's the same symmetry. It is the same as my SG standard. So no differences there. Miscellaneous. Let's see. Our strings that come on this are a 10, 13, 17, 26, 46. And of course, we have the hardshell case included with the static cling, they call it, decal. This is a nice decal. Very well done. You're going to make sure you put it on a clean surface and let it sit, and all the bubbles will come out. It'll look amazing. Very vintage looking when it's on it. I like it. So what do you guys, tell me what you think. Like I said, the playing of this guitar will be in the description. And man, I couldn't ask for a better SG. One of my favorites. Now, I'm enjoying playing this guitar so much. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy my SGs over here. I really much enjoy those. Now, the one on the left over here is actually, get you some light, is actually a Gibson. But it looks very legit, doesn't it? And the one on the right is actually a Gibson SG standard that is turned into a back in black Angus Young kind of edition, replica of the back in black he used to record back in black with. Very, very cool. Both of these guitars are very cool and both sound really good. The Gibson on the left has been modified and it sounded great out of the box. Believe it or not, we've done a lot to that guitar to modify it, and I'm going to be totally 100% transparent. That guitar plays better than all of them. But we've done a lot to it, and we'll get to that in another video. So if you want to make your replica sound just as good as an original, we can show you how to do that too. I want to thank you guys for watching Fulton Street Beats, and remember, as always, it is rock and roll that makes the world do that twirly thing. And I hope to be seeing you soon. Make sure you comment, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And remember, rock and roll makes the world turn around, baby. Talk to you soon. Peace.